When man becomes more dangerous than a weapon, a dark history is born. This is the story of the 10 most dangerous figures the world has ever known. Before we dive into the depths of this darkness, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to be part of our journey in uncovering secrets no one has ever dared to reveal before. Genghis Khan, 1162–1227. Genghis Khan was not just a man. He was a whirlwind of death that swept across Asia and Europe. He united scattered tribes to become an unconquerable emperor, and his armies burned cities and villages, destroying entire civilizations. Millions fell under his sword, and his name became synonymous with terror. The sky hid behind the smoke of his wars, the earth trembled under the feet of his warriors, and anyone who resisted did not survive. Adolf Hitler, April 20th, 1889, April 30th, 1945. Hitler was a heartless man who sought world domination with an ideology steeped in hatred and blood. He turned Europe into a stage of mass death and ignited World War II, claiming the lives of millions of innocents. The Nazi regime was an organized killing machine, and the Holocaust unfolded under his command, exterminating millions of Jews and others, leaving the world in shock at the systematic human evil that knew no mercy. Imperio Rockefeller, 1839–1937. Rockefeller was not a killer with a sword or a gun, but he wielded an even more terrifying weapon: money and economic control. He monopolized oil, dominated global markets, influenced governments, and impoverished millions without shedding direct blood. His impact showed that economic power could be the greatest threat to humanity, and controlling wealth meant controlling millions of lives. Napoleon Bonaparte, 1769–1821. Napoleon was not just a leader, he was a symbol of destructive ambition. His dream to dominate Europe led to millions of deaths and devastated cities and economies. Every battle he fought was a catastrophe for humanity, and Europe trembled under the weight of his campaigns. Napoleon proved that military genius could become a tool of destruction, and ambition without mercy could turn civilizations to ashes. Joseph Stalin, 1878–1953. Stalin was the master of methodical terror, turning fear into a tool of governance. Famines, political purges, and mass imprisonment became mechanisms to annihilate entire populations. Everyone who lived under his rule knew there was no escape from the horror lurking around every corner. Millions died of starvation or were executed for suspicion or opposition, turning the Soviet Union into an unforgettable nightmare. Hulagu, 1217–1265. Hulagu Khan, Genghis Khan's grandson, was no less brutal than his ancestor. He surpassed him. Led the Mongols to Baghdad and destroyed the city, killing hundreds of thousands and obliterating its libraries, treasures of knowledge in the Islamic world. Cities vanished from maps, and their inhabitants were slaughtered without distinction. His name became synonymous with absolute terror in the Middle East. Mao Zedong, 1893–1976. Mao was the Chinese revolutionary leader who turned the dream of change into a human catastrophe. The Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution caused the deaths of tens of millions. Famines, social purges, and political oppression were his weapons, leaving economic and psychological devastation in his wake. Mao reminds us that ideology, when wielded with power, can become a machine of mass death. Timur Lenk, 1336–1405. Timur Lenk, also known as Timur the Great, was a symbol of absolute brutality. His armies annihilated entire cities across Central Asia and the Middle East, slaughtering millions indiscriminately. Anyone who dared resist faced violent death, and the lands he traversed burned under the intensity of his crimes, leaving a legacy of fear and destruction. Jim Jones, 1931–1978. Jim Jones was an American cult leader who exploited his influence to control lives and force mass suicides. Hundreds of innocents died gruesomely in Jonestown, and his crimes exemplify individual evil that turns obedience and fear into a machine of collective death. His name became synonymous with the terror that dark charisma can unleash. History carries within its pages the blood and souls that will never be forgotten, and the deeds of these people left an indelible mark on humanity. Some evils have persisted through the centuries, warning us of the power of humans when consumed by darkness. In the end, the fear they planted in human hearts remains a testament to the terror mankind itself can